Welcome to everybody who's in the chat. We have okay. Let me try that one again. I just completely lost my voice for a second there. Welcome to everybody who's in the chat. Today we are playing the 11th episode of Temple of the. Like, I cannot speak today. You know what? That's it. No more takes. That's it.
Two of us.
You guys know what it is. If you're here at this point, you know what the fuck you're listening to. Let's just get on with this. But last time we had an extremely, an extremely bloody session. We lost several hirelings, lots and lots of dead bandits. You basically at the beginning were ambushed by a group, and then you ambushed a group, and then you raided their tower and stole all their shit. And that's the majority of what happened last time. You saw some weird shit in the woods after you were departing. But overall, it was a pretty dour episode, and it was pretty rough. Hey, Ori, nice to see you again. Ori's here chanting our names and death as well in the chat, so he's in a bloodthirsty mood. But yeah, so we open now. You head back to Hamlet at night. It was very dark. Basically, all the shops and places were closed. You know, everybody's in bed, whatever. But the tavern, of course, is still open. And Elmo mentioned wanting to speak to you alone as you guys got in. And we'll open there now with you guys in the tavern, just chatting over a drink. The others, looks like Naomi's gone off to bed, Alan's gone off back to his house, and Bari's going off to check to see if he can find out if anything happened with Kesa after her sister died. So he's gone that way. So we'll just start here. Elmo says, boss, so well, today was a pretty rough day. You know, that's more than I'd like to lose. I had a bit of a thought. You know, we keep losing a lot of guys, and I feel like maybe we'd be better as a smaller group for now. I'm wondering if maybe instead of, you know, getting more hirelings, you know, I can trust Bari and Alan and you all in combat. What if we tried sneaking around more as a small group? We might have better luck, at least just for the first part of that temple. You know, maybe do a little bit of recon, just sort of check out the area. And the other thing I was thinking, and he sort of just scratched the back of his head, is I think maybe we should leave Naomi behind for a run. I'm thinking maybe, you know, she seems to be getting better at casting those scrolls, and she's good, but she's not somebody I feel like I can totally trust in combat to not, you know, be a liability. And I'm wondering if maybe Jeru, or if maybe even what's the name of the cleric? I forget his name now. Turgeon. Yeah, so maybe Turgeon or Jeru, maybe one of them could perhaps train her. I mean, she has the skill and obviously the experience now with combat and stuff. Maybe she just needs like a little bit of discipline to, you know, bring out those wizard powers. But I don't know. What do you think, boss? And he just sort of scratches his chin and takes a big gulp of the beer.
Oh, you know what? It's funny you should say that. I was thinking we got these cloaks and these amulets, and we've not really been able to make any use of them. And I'm sort of with you on that. I think we should go in sort of undercover and, you know, maybe pretend to be some of them, new recruits or something like that, sent in from Nob. Been handed our robes and our amulets, but haven't got a bloody clue what we're doing.
That's a good idea. If we get caught, we can maybe try and play it up. And worst comes to worst, at least with the four of us, I feel like, you know, we can take a hit and we can sort of cover our backs as we try and get out of there pretty quickly. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the death we've had is because, you know, we've been a good cohesive group, but I feel like there's just been, I don't know. It's hard to sneak around with a group of 9, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like maybe we'd have a better chance. And, you know, maybe once we actually go in deeper in the temple, we can get more people. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Obviously, you're the boss, and if you want to hire more people, I can look around, but
I think we're on the same page. The only thing I hadn't thought of was getting Naomi trained. I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time that would take, but I can't imagine it'd be too long. She's already been experienced before we met her, and already in the small time that we've worked together, she seems to be improving quite a bit.
Yeah, well, I will have a word with, I don't know, Jeru, probably.
He has those new acolytes, right? Maybe...
Yeah, she can fit in with them.
Yeah, maybe he'll allow her to do that.
Yeah. And you never know, when I get a place in an omelette when Rufus comes up with the goods. I can get Naomi on the garden as well.
No, yeah, he finds that funny. He just orders another beer really quick and says, "Perfect. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page because yeah, no, today was rough. Um,
Yeah, I must admit, it's the kind of thing that makes you want to retire. I mean, I don't know, 3 people, it's pretty rough.
um,
Speaking of which, I've got my normal, payout. I don't know if you can do the honors for me.
yeah, yeah. He says, of course, of course. I will. I'll hand off the money to Barg to give to Kesa, and I'll deal
Yeah.
with Lee and Berg's families. I don't know if
Oh,
Lee actually had much family, but I know Berg did, so I'll deal with that. He takes the money, pockets it. He says, yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning
yeah.
before we do anything else.
Well, thanks, Elmo.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
Yeah, and he doesn't really have much else to say. So I mean, you guys are just finishing up your drinks or whatever. If you have anything else to say to him, you can. But he's after the long ass day you guys had, he's pretty ready to head home
Mm.
and hit the hay.
Yeah, I think we'll have a couple of days off.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he just sets off. And you go off to bed. And it is the next morning. Um, I'm just assuming, just since you said it last time, but just so we don't forever forget it. I'm assuming every night you're doing your little routine of trapping
Yeah,
your room and making sure if
yeah.
anybody tries to get into the window, the door, you'll at least probably be woken up by the sound, and you're well armed in case anybody tries to come in.
Yeah, especially after we saw the 5 people out the window.
Yeah,
He's definitely on edge. And do you know what? I think he's probably going to ask Osler for another room, just a different one.
yeah, sounds good. Are you keeping the old room as well, or are you getting a different room and just like moving over? Are you trying to have a decoy room, or are you having
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we're going to get another room as well. So when he goes to bed, Griff will definitely turn out the light in
I
the
see.
decoy room, and yeah, so
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so that'll just be double expenses. It's just one
yeah,
that's like down the hall from that one.
yeah.
And yeah, not a problem at all.
And every morning he will check the room just to make sure that the thing that he's put against the window is still there and nobody's been in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. No, sounds great.
Pillows in the bed haven't been stabbed.
Yeah, yeah, like the ring race and Lord of the Rings,
Yeah,
just all
that's
stabbing
exactly
into
what I
it.
was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah. Yeah. No, you are totally good. And it is thankfully you check both rooms the next morning and everything's good. Nobody tries to stab you at night. No horrible screeching. Um,
Yeah, well, that's
perfect.
good.
Yeah. So it's what do you want to do? It's the next morning.
Cool. So Griff will head on over to Nera.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, she's just opening up her shop, and she greets you, and she's like, "Oh, hello, how's it going? Got
Well,
any more goods for me?"
as a matter of fact, I do. I've got a number of, I don't know, they look quite valuable, these items. I've got a lovely, he says, turning to the right page in the notes, a lovely short sword. This topaz looks like it's worth a small fortune. I've got a jeweled dagger. Look at that. I mean, that's exquisite, that one is. I don't suppose you buy suits, do you?
She says no, I don't. But she mentions a name in the marketplace that is buying and selling suits and stuff, and he'll give you
Okay.
the same price as her, the 10% off.
Yeah.
And he deals lots of. Actually, no, sorry. She'll point you to that tailor.
Mm.
That's in town that you met already when you were chatting with him a while back. She says, yeah, he should give you the same price as I do in terms of just like the 10% off, but he'll give you good money for it. He's from what I've heard, he's a good businessman, even if he's not from around here.
Yeah, perfect. I've got some silk as well, so I'm guessing he'll probably
Oh, he'd
probably
love
be
that.
interested in that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, he will get the dagger out and the short sword and um by the way, we when we searched the tower over near the old temple, your name was on a list.
Uh, that's strange. Do you have this list?
Uh, I do, as it goes. Look, take a look.
Yeah, and she takes out your hand and she looks it over and she says, "Oh, hmm. Did you find the people who made this list? Did you?
They're not breathing anymore, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Well, I mean that's probably for the best. Yeah, I guess maybe I was a potential, I was a potential quarry for them to hit. You know what? Well, I'm glad you dealt with them. But I think I'm gonna be getting an extra guard posted for the next little while, since
Yeah,
who knows. But thank you for bringing this to my attention.
no problem.
I can't give you any discounts on my prices, but I often get people come through here with certain items, and I usually sell them off to somebody. But if I think of any that you might want, I might keep them under the counter
Yeah,
for you. See if you'd want to buy them at a wholesale price.
sounds good. Thank you. You don't recognise any of the other names on the list, do you? Is it just yourself there?
She points out a few. She says, "Well, this is a merchant from up north." She mentions like there seem to be different like merchants, traders, that sort of thing. Some of the names she doesn't recognize, but she says they're probably judging by like that that they look foreign. They're probably not from around here. They might just be ones that have traveled through or are known to be traveling in the in the nearby future. But yeah, no, it looks like overall it seems to be just a list of different potential heists that these guys are gonna
Yeah,
undertake, or we're just musing over really.
yeah. More of a kind of who's rich and worth robbing rather than
Yeah.
a yeah,
Yeah. There's like I think I said last time there's a few that were crossed off that they probably hit that she mentions like,
yeah,
oh, this one, these guys were hit 2 weeks ago, murdered. These ones were hit the other day. They survived, that sort of thing. But overall, she
yeah.
seems to be pretty surface level knowledge of what's on this list.
Well, hopefully we got to them just in time, and hopefully that's the only copy of the list. I'm sure it will be, but yeah, as I say, another guard probably a good idea.
Yeah. And she hands it back to you, and we do this we do this off stream, but yeah, no, she takes all your nice jewelry and weapons and all that sort of stuff, and gives you money for it and all that, and she seems quite impressed with the haul this time around.
So I think Griff will probably, when he's got 5 minutes, just pop down the tailor and
Yeah, and
get
just
rid of the suit
unload
and
all
the.
that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there's not much there. So, um, right, I think. Oh, yeah, I think we should probably have a trip to Jeru.
hmm
See what he's up
Sounds
to.
good. Yep. So you head down to the grove where Jeru the Druid is. It looks like he's in the middle of a short seminar with his acolytes who are all staying on the ground. And he's just talking about different like flora and healing properties and that sort of thing. You're listening for a while. It's pretty dry stuff. It's nothing, nothing super interesting to listen to. But eventually he kind of notices you and he just calls for a little recess for the acolytes who seem very relieved to get a little bit of a reprieve here from Jeru's sort of droning talk about the subject. And Jeru comes over and says, hello, my friend. What brings you here?
It's a lovely morning, isn't it? Assuming it's a lovely morning.
Mm-hmm. As
Um,
lovely as it could be. It's a little foggy.
well, thank you for your help with those scrolls. Almost needed the poison one the other day. Nasty affair with some needles, but yeah, didn't quite come to that.
Absolutely.
He's
No,
just muttering on there.
I'm glad I could be of help.
Yeah. I hate to impose, and I'd be obviously willing to pay a fee for this, but I didn't know if you could maybe take Naomi. I don't know if you've seen her around under
Oh,
your
yes.
wing.
No, Naomi, she's very sweet. She comes by every once in a
Yeah.
while. She's a very kind
Oh, that's
soul.
good.
I've talked with her quite a bit.
Well, I didn't know if you could maybe arrange some training for her. I mean, you've got these acolytes here, and you're. I mean, it's way above my head, but seems like good lessons you're giving here, and I just something you consider.
Yeah, he just scratches his chin and he says, "No, I would love to. She shows great promise with her abilities. I do
Yeah.
believe her biggest issue is that she lacks discipline. And I'd be happy to try and help her out with that. She seems to be very, I think she seems open to learning. She just I think lacks her own discipline and drive to do it herself. So I'd be happy to do that.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
and he mentions I'm not sure how long that would be. Perhaps perhaps 2 weeks
Yeah.
before her training would be done. In that time, I would say probably between supplies, my time, and just general helpful donations. I'd say 1,000 silver pieces should cover her training.
And at some point, several hours later, Griff wakes up and no, it's okay. Well, yeah, that sounds like a reasonable fee. No problem.
Yes, I mean, I can do it for a little bit less if you want, but it might be a few months. But I'm assuming you'd like me to fast track some of the more important parts
Yeah,
of some of her training.
Well, there are things that are worth saving money on, and yeah, I think I'm after a top drawer job rather than a bargain basement one.
Perfect. I'll make her my highest priority. She can fall in with the acolytes for some things, but I'll do some other
Yeah,
lessons with her that are a bit more advanced and they're ready for.
perfect. Thank you. He says.
Yep, and I don't know if you give him the money now or if you give him to him later, but he graciously accepts it, and he
Yeah.
just tells you to send Naomi whenever she's ready.
Yeah, and Griff thinks to himself, this is terrible. Whenever he goes to near her, he pops out and either sees Jeru or Turgeon or Burn, and it just goes again. The money just disappears again.
Yep.
But never mind. At least he hasn't got to carry it round with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just let me take that heavy weight off your back there for you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, where to next, Martin?
So I think we should go and see Rufus.
Okay, sounds good. Yep. So you head over to the tower. You were no longer, held to wait as per usual at this point. And he lets you in. It's already been, the morning's gone on a little bit now, so he's already awake and ready. When you sit down, he pours you up some coffee and says, what can I do for you, Griff?
Oh, well, a couple of things. Bit of a situation report. We've been into the temple and, yeah, I mean, almost got massacred by 24, I think it was, old assailants, the denizens of a tower just northeast of the temple.
Oh my God, how'd you
Um,
escape?
well, with casualties, unfortunately. Three of us didn't make it back, but we did get there in the end, which is good. I'm sure Elmo can tell you all about it, but
Mm. Well, I'm
yeah,
glad to
not
see that
good,
you
not
guys
good.
are alive for the most part. I did see I did hear about some casualties, but I didn't really know who it belonged to. There's been an influx of different mercenaries in town. Excuse me, recently who've been going up to the temple. So I just assumed it was somebody else, but
Right, I'm with you.
I'm glad to see you're
Um,
unscathed.
Indeed, and we did find an interesting list in there, which has got what I can only describe as I think a targets, and he pulls out the list of people.
Yeah, and he goes over it and says, "Yeah, this is probably a part of I don't know, maybe they're independent of Lareth's crew who are also hitting stuff, but it looks like how many were you able to kill after of this group?
Oh, I think pretty much all of them actually.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I think you. I mean, depending on if there's not more of them somewhere else, but I mean, if you hit them hard, at least they'll probably be in
Hmm.
recovery mode at least. But it looks like these are probably the guys hitting a lot of the caravans in the last few weeks. Those strikes have calmed down a bit since you guys dealt with Lareth over in the moat house, but I
Yeah.
think so. You'd be not being one of the other groups that's behind all this stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, I think we got everybody that was in the tower. Certainly got all the leaders and that sort of thing. But we did let a footman go. But I mean, other than that, I think they're all sort of taken care of. But you never know who's out on the road. I mean,
Mm.
there could be another 5 or 10 coming back. But and then we got the list as well. So hopefully that makes a difference.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I will. For the ones he looks through a few of them, some of these will be coming to the Hollow in the next few weeks. I'll make sure to warn them, make sure they get extra guards, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That'll be very helpful. Thank you so much for this information. This is it's very helpful.
Anything from Greenmag yet?
Um. Well, he's let's just say my torture had a little bit too much fun with him. He's
Uh,
no longer with us.
Decomposing, is he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
they
Never mind.
he burned his body just I think about a day or two ago. He's
Oh,
he wasn't much help anymore, but we could have him, or at least I guess you did more than anybody else. Torture didn't seem to really work on him. Um,
hmm.
but on the bright side, while that was being taken care of, we have been able to get more. We're getting more builders in to get more of the towers and walls built, and we're getting more siege edges in case we get hit with any attacks. So you
Good,
know,
good.
at least we'll be ready for some sort of attack if it ever comes. Even if we don't have all the information we need.
Yeah. And we'll have to find out who this other traitor is, because Greenmag had a partner somewhere, didn't he, in the village?
Yes, yeah, there was still no luck on that one,
Yeah.
but they might make
Well,
themselves clear soon enough. We've had a few interrogations going on in town, but still nothing.
no.
Like I said to you, I think last time perhaps, or perhaps somebody else was talking to, but it's been slow. We can't make ourselves too obvious, but we have a few people undercover who have been talking to different people, seeing if they can figure anything out. But so far, whoever this person is, I think whatever happened with Green Mag, I think spooked him a little bit. I think they either booked it or they're being extremely cautious.
Yeah, you could put a poster. You could take an opposite view and maybe put a poster up: "Wanted town spy, reward 1,000 silver pieces." I mean, you never know.
I mean, that also might cause horrible paranoia, and I think we have enough of that with all the newcomers coming to town. So I would prefer not to do that.
Yeah, well, you know your town business. I'm just a man that can do things, but fair enough.
Just come off super passive aggressive. Yeah. I'm just a man who's fixed a lot of your problems. What the fuck would I know?
One other quick question. That land. Did you get any further with asking the town elders?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I almost totally forgot about that. And he goes through some of his papers, and he's just bumbling over his scrolls and things. He says, yeah, so for that land, where... Do you remember which one you were looking at? Was it over here in the river bend of the north?
I'm currently on the tavern.
Oh, sorry, I thought I brought you over. My bad. There you go.
Go on. Yeah, that would look good.
Is that one? I can't remember. Was it the land you picked? I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
I mean, anything around there would be good in the top right.
Yeah. And so he says, we were able to get for the land itself. And with everything you've done for the town, we're willing to give you town prices instead of what we give to foreigners. So for the land itself, and he basically mentions, you see where that sort of dirt road ends?
Yep.
From there all the way to the river, where it touches the river, which is a big piece of land, that little peninsula. He says 500 silver pieces for the land itself. Obviously, additional construction costs and all that sort of thing will be an entirely different endeavor that you'll have to probably deal with craftsmen and whoever else that could actually build any buildings there for you. But for the land itself, only 500 silver pieces.
Well, it's a bargain. It's a nice place around here, and I've got to settle down at some point. I can't be going around doing this all of my life, but yeah, he says. And hands over 500 silver pieces.
Yeah, he says, I'll just have. He brings in a guard and he says, here, go through this, and he gets you to sign something. He says, just go through these things. I'm sure one of the officials from the elders will be in touch with you, Griff, at some point in the next week or so. I'm sure that they know where to find you over the tavern. But I'll just do this little part here for you. But yeah, and he gets all signed up for you, and the guard runs off to head down towards the elder's house with that information.
Well, thank you very much for that, Rufus.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else?
Burns in?
Burn is in, yeah. He's he doesn't leave much these days.
No, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that you might meet in the tavern, but yeah. I'll go and wander up then. I'll surprise him. I'm sure he'll be pleased to see me.
Yep, sounds good. So you knock on his door, and he opens it and he says, "Oh, goody, it's you. What do I owe the pleasure?"
My favourite wizard.
He just stares back at you.
I was just wondering if I can buy some more scrolls. If you got any available.
He says, currently I'm pretty much out of all scrolls. You and the other adventurers in town have pretty much stripped me of all my scrolls at the current moment.
Well, never mind. I hear you don't get out much, so I guess lots of time for writing.
And he says, yes, I'll probably have some again in the next week or so, if
Perfect.
People stop banging on my door every 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'll take the hint. And I've got this long sword. I don't know if you can, I don't know, have a look over and see if you can work out if there's anything special about it for me.
Yeah, you see his hands just brighten up and just go over the sword. He says, yes, the sword has some magical imbuement. It's quite, I wouldn't say minor, but it's nothing crazy. Good workmanship. Very good sword. It's a +1 sword.
Excellent.
And this is the one I believe they said that Alan wand that you're gonna give to him. Yeah, and he just takes your 100 silver for that. And he says, anything else?
No, I may have a favour for you. Can you enchant like tools, shovels, and that sort of thing?
Depends with what. What would you like done? I could probably do some minor enchantments.
Yeah, so like I don't know if it's possible to get like a shovel +2 or a pickaxe +1 or something like that to make the digging easier and cheaper.
He says, perhaps I could do something like that. Might take a little bit of experimentation, but I could probably work on some sort of shovel that might pick up a little bit more dirt. Might make dirt feel a little bit less heavy, but that will take me some time to figure out. If that's
Yeah.
what you'd like.
Well, you might find that invention, which I kind of hold the design for, by the way, might be useful for the keep you're building there.
Well, I'm sure Rufus has a lot of money in men. I'm sure they will figure it out without any sort of shovel inventions.
Well, you never know.
Like, the patent in your hand for this magic shovel.
Mm. Well, thank you, Bern. It's a pleasure as always.
Likewise. And the door just sort of slowly closes in your face.
Perfect. Well, so with that in mind, Griff is probably going to take the rest of the day off,
Sounds good.
and yeah, he's kind of contemplating what he can do with this land. He's going to have to build something there. He's just not sure what.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you want to do for the next while? Because it's basically up to you what you want to do. In the next few days or however long you're deciding to stay here, you're seeing in the tavern and throughout the town more and more different adventures. You're seeing dwarves and elves. You're seeing a lot more diversity and demi-humans coming through. It's not like a bustling town or anything, but you're definitely seeing a stay stream more than before that come and go. Some seem to be looking for information on the temple or other places around. It seems like there's lots of different bounties on stuff like goblin hunting and a few different creatures that have been appearing in the area with alarming frequency. But yeah, is there anything you want to do in that time? Or
So, I think as Griff hears more and more about the temple from people, I think he's thinking if he's not careful, someone else is going to sort of, I don't know, get there and get all the goodies before he does. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, buoyed by the rumors and the general chatter about the temple, I think he's going to get in touch with Elmo and see if he can get the party back together again. And
sounds good.
minus Naomi, and yeah, go play. Well, he's really curious about that room in the temple in the tower.
In the tower, yeah.
That he didn't explore. He's kind of hoping the ravens might have buggered off by now.
Yeah.
Got bored. Yeah.
Sounds good. So you want to head out to the temple?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, you get Elmo together. So we'll say probably just like how many days do you want to stay in town and recuperate and relax?
I think probably just a bare minimum. So maybe the rest of that day, maybe one other day if
Sounds good. So
everyone
we'll just say
else
2
kind of
days.
wants it. But yeah.
Perfect. All right. So yeah. So Oh, and one thing, Bari comes back to you and says that he gave the money to Kesa for Nina's burial and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he mentions how Kesa basically mentions that she's done with adventuring.
Retiring.
She's she might come back someday, but right now in the current, she's very much fine not coming back. So that is her. But the three of you, or the four of you rather, head back to the temple. And you are able to. It is pretty. It's a pretty hard day to sort of see through. There's a light rain. It's pretty cloudy. There's even some fog sort of going around your ankles. It's a very, very we'll just call it spooky weather. It's a little bit intimidating, but on the bright side, it is very hard to see you guys as you make your way through the small group of just four of you. And when you head back towards the tower, it does look like the crows, or sorry, the giant ravens, aren't here anymore.
Good. So, yeah, I think we'll do the clever thing. We'll put some of these cloaks on that we've got, complete with the amulets.
Mhm.
And we're gonna arrange these in a really comical way. So I'm sure if you were to wear one of these chain things with symbols on it, you'd probably tuck it away underneath. But we're making the point that we're wearing it, so you've got this cloak on,
Yeah.
and the thing is blatantly banging around on the outside, just to make a point.
Sounds good. And these are the ones with the fire symbol, correct? Do you remember which symbol it
Uh,
was? Believe it
I
was
don't.
fire.
It's the ones that we found in Lareth's
Yeah,
place. So
fairly
yeah,
sure those are the fire ones. Just want to make sure.
cool.
Um, doo, doo, doo.
So we can find it.
But yeah, um, doo, doo, doo. That's weird.
Oh,
Um,
I have
yeah, we're
pages
just
and
gonna say it
pages of
is,
notes.
just because I'm
Yeah.
fairly sure. I'm fairly sure it is anyway, and it doesn't wholly matter right now. But yeah, so you guys put on those cloaks, and now you are walking through this sort of muddy, squishy kind of weather, and you make your way to the tower, much more covered up.
Yeah. That sounds good. Um, so Griff will say to Elmo, well, I'm hoping these ravens have disappeared, but there was I like a little cellar room under the tower which looked interesting, but I didn't want to poke around there on my own just in case someone was down there.
No, no, that makes a lot of sense to me, boss. Let's go check it out and see what's inside.
And remember, we're just new starters, acolytes, ready to serve. I don't know. We're not that fussy. Whoever pays the most, basically. But yeah,
Yeah, and it almost says, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure Alan will have no problem pretending to be new. So let's
yep,
just.
you good?
And he gives an eye over to Bari and Alan, and both of them are just looking ready. Looks like Bari's tried to sort of hide his bow underneath the
Yeah.
cloak, and it kind of he has this sort of little hunchback thing going on. It looks like. Alan sort of just has his spear in hand just to have it down a little bit so it's not sticking up out of it. But he is both of them are ready. And almost says, "So, do you want to go down there, boss? And you want us to watch out in the tower, or what do you want us to do? What's the
Uh,
plan here?"
well, yeah. Let's go in and make sure the tower's still empty because you never know, you might move in. Empty
Yep.
towers and that.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll head in.
Sounds good. So yeah, you head in. It looks like the body of that guy you killed in here. It looks like it's been something came in here. And dragged him away because there's parts of like his fingers, and his body and blood, and then there's just like a bloody smear mark going just across the room, like from where he died, where you killed him, out the door. And then once it gets onto like the sort of muddy, wet grass, it looks like it disappears. But from what you could guess, Bari looks at the ground and says, I think he got dragged back into the forest there, boss."
Yeah. It wasn't me that ate him, but looks like someone started to have a go. Okay then. And is the bed and stuff still on top of the
Yeah, yeah, all that's
trapdoor?
still there.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like everything else is untouched. It looks like whatever came in
Hmm.
here was attracted by the scent of like the corpse.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, if you can give me a hand to move this stuff off, there's a little trapdoor under there.
Yep. Yeah, so Alan and Bari just keep watch, and Elmo just shoves things all around with you and pulls off the rugs and all that sort of stuff. Um,
There it is.
Perfect. And yeah, I believe it's a flagstone with a little ring you have to pull on to open it up.
Yeah.
He says, "All right, boss. I can keep a light out here for you." And he lights a torch. He says, "Do you want me to drop it in?"
Yeah. Let's see what's down there first.
All right. Yep. So he just drops it. It hits the ground. It sputters a little bit, but then relights properly. It looks like it dropped down about 10 feet.
Okay.
And it's sort of hard to see totally from the angle you're on, but you're both like on your hands and knees looking in. And it looks like it's like it's 10 feet tall and like 15-foot square room. It's a very small room. It looks like so. It's just like it's enough to fit both of you guys both want to go in there. But if one of you guys just wants to go in there,
Yeah.
you're pretty good. You can just hop in without too much trouble.
Griff will say, "Well, look, I'll tie this rope round me, and you can lower me head down. And if anything bad happens, then just pull me up."
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, he ties it. He ties it around you almost like a rope harness, and then also ties part of the rope to the bed just for some extra support.
Yeah.
Says, "All right, boss, go on in."
So Griff, hands in the air through the
Yeah, it
through the
sounds good.
opening.
Yeah, yeah, and you make your way down into this pit. Um, so, You're able to sort of pick up that torch that's down there with you and just sort of look around. And so what you see in here, um, okay, yeah. So you see, a bunch of stuff just sort of shoved around in the corner. Um, you see what looks like a small flat silver box. You see like a large pouch. You see a longbow, a locked bronze coffer, and a locked iron box. So you see quite a bit of stuff. I just give you the sort of whole stuff there. I can obviously repeat all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you basically have a silver box, a bronze box, an iron box, and a pouch, as well as a longbow and quiver.
Cool. So Griff will start to have a look in some of these things and learning his lesson from last time. The tricky people these are. So he's going to open the box away from him and
Yep,
all that kind of good stuff.
sounds good. So which box are you going for?
The small silver one to start
All
with.
right. So at first you can already tell this small flat silver box is worth 100 silver pieces itself, just the box.
Okay. Yep.
And then you open up the silver box and you can tell that this is a jewelry box as it's holding a gorgeous jeweled necklace worth 1,200 silver pieces.
Oh. You should have done this place last time.
I think it was smart when you didn't do it because you had just been attacked by a very greedy bandit who was with you, and then you guys were also pretty fucked up. So I think it was the right call anyway. And this stuff's easy to carry. So what do you want to check next?
Have a look in the pouch.
All right. So it looks like in the pouch is like a leather strap for a shoulder sling. It sort of looks like you can sort of just actually have it like slung around you if you want. But inside it, you find 50 tiny pearls worth 5 silver pieces each.
Cool.
Oh, and also a leather bag in that pouch as well, containing 500 silver pieces.
Wow. That's not bad. So he's going to take a look at the longbow and the quiver.
Okay.
Empty the arrows out and see if you can see anything in the bottom of the quiver.
Yeah, so you check the whole thing. You look you look at the bottom of the quiver. There's no notes telling you who the trader in town is or anything like that. The longbow itself looks pretty mundane to you from your own eye, with your own knowledge with bows. It looks pretty much it's a nice bow, but it's something to write home about. However, the 9 arrows inside look basically identical to your +1 arrows. They look like they're the same make, very high quality. So I'm not gonna make you go get those identified with Burn. You can just tell from your own experience that these are 9 +1 arrows. So you can add those to your
sounds good.
To your stock.
That would be 100 silver pieces per arrow, knowing Burn, but
yeah.
Cool. And Griff's going to look on the floor for some sort of rock or stone that he can use to beat the lock off the locked bronze coffer with.
Sounds good. Yeah. You just start having to bang against it, and bang, bang, and you see almost down there just like, you okay there, boss? As you just have to keep repeatedly hitting it.
It's locked. I'll get there in the end.
Yeah, and you finally crack it off and open it, and you open this dented box, and it looks like it contains 3 potions. And I'll say there's 2 you don't recognize, so those will probably need to be identified. But the one you do recognize looks like, I would say just from just dealing with them, it looks like it's a potion of extra healing.
Ooh.
So it's a little bit more potent.
Yeah. Nice. And finally, he's going to beat the lock off the locked iron box.
Okay. Yeah. So, and you beat open the locked iron box, and inside you find 700 silver pieces.
Wow. That's insane, the amount of treasure in this place.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard fought. It's a hard fought place, and it makes sense. They're fucking bandits who basically have a giant stash.
don't they? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Elmo, there's more than a week's worth of wages down here.
Yeah, perfect. He starts taking stuff that you pass up to him, and then starts
Yeah.
roping you up out of there. It looks like there's nothing really else of much interest in this room.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Cool. Good news. So, well, yeah, not quite enough to retire, so I guess we should head on over to the temple.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys head south, and head towards the temple.
Yeah.
Let me just
Oh,
get
I was
rid of
actually going to
those
use Griff at the front
guys.
of the temple. I
Get
don't
rid
know why.
of him.
Griff will tidy up the table and lift it back up.
Yeah.
Put it back where it was.
It's still a pretty gross place even before you guys got here. If anything, you probably cleaned up a little bit by just slamming everything onto the ground because it was all like bones and old soup and stuff. So, but yeah, no, you're back in the temple now. You've cleaned up the place a little bit, but it is just the four of you there.
Right. Okay. So let's just look like yeah, we're looking for our new employer.
Sounds good.
So Griff will open the door. See if he can open the door there, just on the east side of the room.
Yeah. Yeah. So those doors there, you can check. You can open those ones up, and those both lead to outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's weird.
So you feel free to open up those. I will say that the whole temple layout of this area was really weird when I was reading the book versus this map. So there could be some
Okay.
stuff that's whatever. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that's what those are. They could be windows. I don't know. They look identical to the doors.
Doors?
So.
Yeah. We'll do the doors on the west,
Yeah.
which are also going outside by the looks of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly just north that you can tell is.
Yeah. We will head northwards.
Let's see. Did I give you enough? 1 second. Give you just a little bit extra. There you go.
Yeah. Ah, cool. Okay.
So, I'm not gonna move you guys with you the whole time until it matters, but they're just with you the whole time, obviously. All of them are ready with their weapons. Alan switched over to his new longsword. Elmo has his axe, and Bari has his bow out. All of them are kind of hiding them as best they can in their cloaks where they can, where they're not like they're not out and just like held out like really obviously, but they're there quickly if they need to pull them out and go on the offensive. But you come in here. And it looks like those bodies you found before of the human, elf, and dwarf that have all been hung from these columns here. Looks like their bodies are still there, but they're obviously decomposed further now. The stench hits you before you see them. Who's holding the torch, by the way, Martin? I'm assuming somebody's holding a torch to have some light.
I'm going to say it's Griff as he's going first.
Oh, one thing I gotta check. Let me just check here. I think they all have big ones, but. Yeah, he does have a large one. Okay, yeah. Because the small shields are nice that you can hold a torch while you still have a shield. But it doesn't matter because he has a large one. So yeah, you hold out your torch. And do you have like your sword or hand axe in the other hand, or what's the?
I think the hand axe is just kind of hanging from his belt under the cloak. So again, he's here for employment, not to kill people.
Sounds good. Yeah. Yes, you just have your torch out, and the four of you are just sort of slowly walking across. Are you sneaking, or are you just sort of walking openly? And when I say sneaking, I mean more like just like being quiet as much as you can, more than like
crouching. We're being quiet. We don't want to be seen to be sneaking. We kind of are sneaking, but we don't want to be seen to be sneaking because if we were seen to be sneaking, then we'd probably be up to no good. So yeah, we're just cautiously looking for our new employer. There was no one at reception, and we thought we'd better make our way in.
No, makes sense. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm more. So if you want to give me just like a sneak check, and this is not you sneaking, it's just you sort of trying to be conspicuous as best you can. And this will be not the +4. This will be sort of like for the group check. So it'll just be like your normal. We'll just do your normal sneak. You want to reroll that?
I do. I keep forgetting about that, but Yeah, that's
Nice.
better.
That's a lot better. There you go. Yeah. Um, you guys sort of just fall in the line. Elmo is by your side, and Alan and Bari are just behind you. You guys are just moving in a sort of not super tight formation, but you're not too far away from each other. And yeah, you can just keep moving your way up there if you want to keep moving up. Because you have quite a few things here in front of you that you can see. So feel free, yeah, move up further than that. You can go like
Yep.
up to here if you want.
I'm just
Okay, cool. I just
flipping
wanted
with a yeah.
in case you were
Let's
worried.
go. Ooh,
And you right now you're welcome if you want. You can move your little character around, like you can see stuff better. Because I gave you a
yeah.
good amount of sight, but there is quite a bit of stuff there. So feel free to just go crazy. And so what
I think
Martin
yeah.
sees in front of him here, for anybody who's listening, who's not watching the video version, you see three very interesting spots here. This is like sort of like the wings. The temple is almost shaped a bit like an airplane to an extent, and you're kind of like at the wings right now. And you feel free to keep your character moving around if you want.
Check out what's there. Yeah.
But let's see here. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong place. So, as you can tell just from looking around, you see that it looks like there's three different altars. There's that red one on the left, there's a pink one, pinkish, whitish one in the middle, and a green one on the right. Which one do you want to look at, if any of those?
So sorry, I'm just having technology issues. There we go. That's cool. So I can see there's a big altar dead ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yep. What's that thing on the ground? Is that just?
That's the weird thing. So I'll just move you off because it looks like a little man there. Huh?
Yeah.
I'll read out a little block text for you here, and then we'll figure out what that is because I don't know if it actually really shows it, or doesn't really. I don't know if it actually has it in the map or if that's just a little thing he added. That pit is definitely there. That's for sure.
Right.
But yeah, so the pillars here are white marble veined with ugly red. The altar block of pinkish white marble is roughly oval, something over 7 feet long by 5 feet wide. Its top has a hollowed out portion resembling a human form, with legs apart and arms away from the body. So that's what that is.
Yep.
This depression is stained a darker color than the rest. Just north of the altar is a circular, marble-lined pit, a well of sorts, 20 feet in diameter. Shards of broken crystal vessels lie about the well, near the altar, and scattered about the floor. A crystal knife with a broken blade lies atop the stone block.
It's probably some sort of sacrificial thing, Griff thinks, so... Yeah, Griff will inspect the broken vessels around the pit to see if he can work out what was in them. Maybe give them a smell.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, it's hard to tell what was in these vessels. It's nothing that you recognize. There's not much left. You check the blade. It does look like this crystal blade was totally smashed for whatever reason. It's really unclear what this crystal stuff is or what it held. It's yeah.
Griff's kind of wishing we had that footman that we could maybe just sort of, I don't know, lightly kill and stick in there, but we don't, so... Never mind. So Griff's kind of, I don't know, nervous because we're in this great temple and there's nobody here. I don't think. Yeah. So I think actually Griff will just stand still and say, "Hang on a minute. Let's just quieten down." And he's gonna have a good listen just to see if he can hear anybody.
Okay.
That's either really good or really bad.
1 second. To look up what this. Oh. Okay. One thing you hear, and this is coming from the pit, and it sounds like it's way far down in the pit. It's really only your acute ears that picked it up. It sounds like a light wailing. Do you want to give me a no roll? Because you've been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
You might
Which
recognize
one's that one?
the
Yeah, there we go. I
yeah
couldn't see it there
a
from
little cano roll. Nice.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
you can't pinpoint exactly what this is, but you can tell for a fact this is not a human. This is some sort of wraith or undead that's wailing all the way down below. It sounds really, really far away. Like, it doesn't sound like it's right there coming up towards you or anything like that. But it is there for sure.
I think we'll steer clear of the pit for now.
So that's
Yeah.
good. But yeah, yeah, you can make out what that is, and it sounds quite quite unsettling.
Yeah.
It's just a very like high pitched shriek. But yeah, so what do you want to check out next? You can keep going forward. And there's also to your left and right those two other altars that you also spotted. The one on the left looks like red, and the one on the right looks green.
I'm drawn by the red one.
Okay, so you head over to the
there it
red
is.
one. Yeah, and like I said, feel free to move around here quite a bit in the area. If you need to stop, I'll just tell you to stop. But
Yeah,
you're good for now.
that's
If you want
cool.
to just uncover all the space you've been in so far.
So, Griff, I'll have a look around the altar.
Okay.
See what's going on.
So, the supporting pillars in this wing are sandstone, resting on a red slate floor. Bits of broken pottery and sharp bits of rock cover the floor here, making walking about a risky business. The stump of a granite monolith and chunks of brownish red rock around its base indicate that the altar was violently assaulted and destroyed. A few links of bronze chain, a twisted manacle, and a bronze wooden maul with a snapped half add to the impression that the enemies of the temple who did this must have found the altar very hateful indeed. So you're probably reminded of the war that happened on the temple a long time ago, and this is probably a victim of that war.
Yep. He's gonna have a poke around the altar just to see if, I don't know, it moves or there's anything kind of hidden or under it, that sort of thing.
No, yeah, you check all through. You lift some rocks, you poke around it.
Yeah.
You check for impressions or anything like that. It seems pretty much anything that could have been hiding has been destroyed or taken. It seems like at this point it is just a smashed idol. But outside of that, there's nothing really else of import that you can find about this altar. And there is a door now to the sort of southwest to you.
Yep.
And there's also that other altar. So you want to go to the door? I saw your character move towards it. Yeah.
Does that go outside or?
Yeah. No, you check it.
Ooh, no.
And it looks like it leads to another little room. This seems to be a vestry. A broken rondite bowl and ewer lie in a corner, apparently flung in anger and now shattered and useless. The interior of each is caked with a dry brown substance. Pieces of furniture are also scattered about, as are the torn remains of some brown garments and 3 stubs of brown candles. A flight of stairs descends to the southeast, so you can move around this room if you want.
Ooh.
It doesn't look like there's anybody around here.
Okay. And can we hear anything down the stairs?
That's funny you say that. Okay. No, you don't hear anything coming from down the stairs.
Okay. And if we poke around the sort of stuff that's here, is there anything of interest?
Up here, you check around. Those garments look pretty torn, and much older than the ones you have on you. The ones that you're currently wearing look like they've been made much more recently. This looks like this room hasn't been, necessarily opened in a while.
Okay. Okay, well that's good, I suppose. Oh, do we go? Fuck it. We're gonna go down the stairs.
Okay. So yeah, so you can just move your character there. I mean, not that it doesn't really matter. Just in case you want to just unlock it there so you can see it. Okay. So, all right, let me just check. Because this
the altar at the end and the one on the yeah. We're gonna take it easy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check something here. Okay. Okay. This looks like this stairway. Sorry, there's a weird thing with this part of the temple that I just gotta make sure I don't fuck up. So I'm just gonna check that, but I'm fairly sure. Okay. So that first one's there. Perfect. Okay, so there's nothing there. Perfect. All right, so yeah, you head down into the stairs, and you can see that this. I'm gonna have to move you around here for a second. This leads into the first level of the dungeon. Now, obviously, you don't feel like you need to go in here, but there it is. Where'd I put your character? Okay, I'm just gonna reset your character here in a second.
Cool.
And then lighting. Reset fog of war. There we go. All right. So you'll have smaller lighting in this one than you will have in the other one because you're actually in the dungeon now. But this leads down the stairs. And the others follow you down with you, and they're just by your side. And you are right in this big long hallway. Once you come out of the stairs, you can move yourself forward if you want to look down a little bit.
Yep. Remember, guys, we're just looking for employment, or our employer. We already got employed. So we're gonna move slow.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry about the D100 I'm rolling.
No, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about at all.
Yeah. Right now, the only sounds as you walk through this dungeon are the hallway. You feel like an immense cold here. Like, you know, whenever you've gone down into a basement, it's just, but this is all stone. It feels like, even though you're not like touching it necessarily, it's just leeching the warmth out of you. Not magically, just you are feeling quite a bit of cold here, and you can keep making your way down. You can go down just a little bit, like if you want to go over to here. You'll see that there's a bit of a crossroads. You see that it looks like the hallway keeps going to the right. It also goes north and south here. And it just looks like more and more hallways. The hallways in here, to give them a little bit of description, are all brick. They look very claustrophobic. They're not super thick. You can basically, the hallways are about 10 feet across, so it's not the worst. It's not like the thinnest could be. But you guys are basically 2 by 2 here. And it is just outside your torch. All you find is just darkness down all the ways that you're looking in. So, what way do you want to go, Marn?
This is a creepy dungeon. There's nobody here, but there must be.
For now, at least. Yeah, it seems.
So Griff's plan, just to back off there a minute.
Yeah.
We know that we've come down some stairs, and from what we know of the layout above, there's a pit sort of to the north of, or to the northeast of where we are at the minute. And
yeah, actually, you know what? I fucked up there. It's not a huge one. Just where you are now. I'll just move you up. This is where you're supposed to come in. I messed up.
Oh, okay.
It's not a big deal. You could literally go to the left, and you just found what you found, and then you come back here. We'll just say that. But yeah, cool. Were you gonna say sorry?
So Griff's plan is that we've just come down some stairs. We know that to the northeast we've got a pit with some sort of undead in it, which doesn't sound very good. And I don't know, just guessing on the other, because symmetry and stuff, there's probably another set of stairs that go up if we were to kind of cross over from where
if you were going to the other side.
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do is not head north, because there could be undead up there, but what we'll do is try and sort of head south and skirt round back to the stairs. So if it all gets a bit wrong, we might have another way out.
Also,
maybe.
I just realized I messed up again, because they made it 109A on both sides, because both doors lead the same way.
Okay.
You're actually.
So it should actually be.
I'm just gonna move you down real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, and also I'm not doing walls for this. I'm not putting walls down for literally every room. If you see other stuff, don't worry about it. And if there's a secret door, I'll just have you roll for it, basically. But yeah, so what we'll just say here, just to make it easy, is that you just did a quick run down both sides just to make sure you were right. And it looks like both doors on both sides lead to the same hallway down here.
Cool. So we're just going to avoid the northeast then in that case. Yeah. So yeah, well, for now at least.
Yeah. So for anybody who's confused, who's listening to the audio version who can't see the map, basically what Marn has found here, he's gone down set stairs on the left side, in the west end of the temple, and it has led down to just one really long hallway that just cuts across the entire temple. um, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, like from west to east.
Yeah.
So you can go back upstairs and check out more stuff. And you also have the whole temple down here to check out. There could be
Mm,
such good treasures down here, Martin, and such great dangers.
well, indeed. So we're going to head south. South seems like a
Okay,
good plan at the minute.
sounds good. Yeah.
Hopefully.
So, you head down south, down that other crossroads there that you're just at. And it looks like this looks like a dead end that goes left and right, west and east.
Okay, so we will head west. Oh, there's numbers there.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
yeah. So this room looks like it used to be an armory. It looks like it's just a small square room. And it's pretty much looks like it's been ransacked of anything of real value. There's one lone mace on the ground. It doesn't look like it's anything special though.
Yeah.
Um, Elmo picks it up and just sort of weighs it in his hand. He says, I mean, I guess it could be good for bashing in doors, but it's kind of rusty and whatever, and just sort of drops it on the ground
Yeah.
again.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Griff resists the urge to pick up absolutely everything just to sell for something, but yeah.
Yeah, this
Oh,
one
I
probably
guess we
won't net
should.
you much, but
Yeah. Well, right, come on then. Let's be heading over there.
okay.
See what we can find. Oh, some more stuff. There's some more stuff there.
So yeah, you head over to that one. This one looks pretty much identical to the other room. Um, yeah, and similar to the other one, it doesn't look like there's much here. You can, however, give me a nose check if you want, Martin.
Uh-oh. That's never a good sign.
Okay.
I might re-roll that again. Can I re-roll that again?
Yeah.
Are we still in a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a new scene. Every room basically is basically a new scene.
Cool.
And so I'm going to put 112 and 113 here in the same area. Yeah. So you're not really able to find anything of value in here. You sort of search through, you check around in places. It looks like there's a lot of like broken spears and other things, but overall it seems like it's pretty much
Yeah.
just a bunch of crap.
Oh, well. I suppose there's nothing here. Nothing good, nothing bad. We've not lost anything.
No.
So, Griff, well, I don't know where our new employers are, but let's keep looking for them.
Yeah, and just feel free to keep moving your character along however you want.
I just get nervous with the dice.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll let you know if you have to stop. Yeah. And you feel free to move around these ones as well.
Cool.
So now Martin has moved off to the east and has basically like it looks like this bottom area is kind of mirrored to an extent
Yeah.
with the other part. So that was what was that? Was that 101? 101 and 102. Cool. Yeah, so 101, this plain chamber is filled with wooden racks for various spears, pole arms, and smaller weapons. The walls have been many pegs indicating where other weapons and shields once hung. All that remains now are broken weapons, centered shields, and ruined coats of mail. Several skeletons, both human and gnoll, lie scattered here and there, as well as odd skulls and bones. Cobwebs hang in places. If any creature have been here, visits are not frequent. And I would say, honestly, it looks like this one, 101, and if you go over to the right 102, which is like the mirrored one, you're getting basically the same story in all four of these armory storage rooms. It looks like they've all been either anything good's been ransacked long before, and everything else has been either destroyed on purpose or time has taken them. The only thing that you do find, however, are 17 usable arrows.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have those.
In 102 there, so you're able to scoop those up and add them to your collection.
Oh, may as well. No one else will. All right. Let's see what we can find up here.
Okay.
Not very busy, is it?
No.
I mean,
it's also a very big temple. Do you want to find things, Martin? They might.
Well, I don't know.
So you go. So Martin's gone north here, through these very quiet, cold halls, and you find yourself at another crossroads. You can keep going north. You can go east, or you can go west.
I think a bit of east would be good.
All right. So you head east. All right.
Oh, there's something there.
Yeah. So, okay. Um. Yeah, so I will say those. This is gonna happen a lot as we go through the temple. There's gonna be stuff here that's on the map because I'm just using it for the numbers to
Yeah.
make my life easier. Um, Obviously those X's you can't see them, but it's hard to not mess certain things. But feel free if you're gonna walk in there, then walk in there. Just act as if those aren't there. Basically, is all I can really
Oh,
say.
absolutely. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, we're yeah. I didn't know if I should stop because there was something about to happen, but
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
So
So you see
we'll
this
head in.
room? It looks like it's filled with pillars. What are you doing in this room? Like you're just at the doorway here. Are you going in? Are you
Yeah, I mean, in general, what we're doing is sort of looking around,
okay?
being careful not to, if there's somebody in there or something in there, we'd like to see it first if possible before it sees us. But other than that, we're not being
Sounds
particularly
good.
careful. Yeah.
So, I'll move you back here on this little X there. When you walk onto that part there, your foot sinks into the ground just a little bit as you see like you've hit a pressure plate.
Ah,
And the grate right behind you, drops like right
oh
here,
no.
separating you and Elmo from Alan and Bari behind you. Alan jumps back just in time, grabbing Bari and holding him back as the grate slams down. And as that happens, Barn, you hear what was best described as like mocking singing coming from the room you're in, from up in the roof or the ceiling rather. Um, and you hear the sort of singing, and after about a few seconds, you see sort of poking their heads out of like the ceiling. Looks like there's like a little niche or a hole. You see these two bird-like creatures that look like women mixed with vultures, or hawks, but very, very horrifying creatures. From the top part, they look kind of like nude women, and then the rest of their body
Yeah.
turns into a bird, and they have some very, very sharp talons, and they start flying around this room. The room is like a bit taller than normal. It does look like it's probably about 30 or 40 feet up. So we'll go into initiative here as they start flying around and laughing and singing.
Oh, good afternoon. Is this where the new recruits sign up?
And they keep sort of laughing and singing. Um, oh boy.
Bad roll. Oh no.
Um, and they seem totally, um, totally uncaring that you are
Hmm.
wearing these cloaks. It seems like this disguise at least either didn't work on them or they don't care about it.
Yeah.
All they care about is that you're in here. And they start flying down towards you. So,
Bari, don't forget you can shoot through a grate.
yeah, and Bari gets his bow ready. And Alan starts trying to like move the
Yeah.
gate, seeing if he can do anything with it. Just one quick second here. I'm just gonna see if I can. There we go. Perfect. All right. Um, do you want to give me a save
Oh.
as you hear this beautiful music?
Oh no.
Give me I believe give me a mental save. Um, and Elmo will be doing the same. Okay, you both passed. Um, Perfect. So, and they both swing down towards you. One goes for you, and one goes for Elmo, and they both make two
Yep.
attacks with their talons, as they swipe at you, Martin. So we'll do the first ones. We'll do the first ones on you, Martin. And they have Okay. So that should be 16 and 13. I think both miss on you.
They both miss. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other two attacks are on Elmo.
Oh, no.
One hits and one misses. Not a huge hit, but gets a nice swipe in between the armor, and Elmo yells out as the claws find some meat. Okay, he's supposed to be back up to top, so he should be at 12 now. So he's at 12 out of 15 hit points, but he's doing okay.
I should probably reset my system shock, shouldn't I? Because we
Yes.
spent some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, everybody's been healed up in town, all that sort of stuff, so everybody should be back to normal now. Okay, so now it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Right. So Griff will. Are these things kind of gettable with a bow and arrow, or was that they're a bit too close? They sort of in melee range.
No, I would say the room's tall enough that you can get a shot off with a bow and arrow.
Yeah. Okay. So Griff will shoot one of them.
Okay, and you want Barry to shoot one of them as well?
Yep.
He's gonna have a bit
chicken.
of a penalty because he's behind the gate and they're like flying around pretty fast, but he will fire off his bow.
Fair enough. We'll go for a nice shiny new +1 arrow.
Okay. Yeah, Barry's not able to really get a good bead on them with where he is.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
No, I saw the
Gonna be one of these
19 for
again.
there was a 19 for a second and then it turned into a 1. God damn it. All right. Yeah, so and then I guess Elmo is going to try. The one that went for him is still close enough for his big axe to hit. So he kind of just does a quick sort of big hop in the air, trying to get his axe into one of them. Trying to get a little bit of revenge for that slash I gave him.
Come on, Elmo. We need something for dinner.
Oh, and Alan, do you want Alan to turn that into a hit?
Yeah, I think we should.
I mean,
nice,
it's like
meaty 12 hit points of
yeah,
damage.
it's like max damage. Yeah, so with his big axe, he jumps up and just slashes right into them. He kind of hooks it a little bit with his axe before he shreds through it. And a lot of blood starts pouring across the ground as it singing stops and its shrieking begins. As it turns around, you see now like new anger in this really ugly bird woman like face of this creature as it spins around in the air. And then I believe it is their turn now. So it's going to go for him. I believe both are going to miss because I believe. Wait, actually, no. What's his AC?
17.
His AC is 18.
Yeah,
you Alan and Elmo all have really good AC.
Oh, Elmo's is 18. Sorry. Yeah.
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 And but yeah, so they miss, and then the other two go for you, Martin. And also can't make it. So they just are scratching at you, and can't seem to make contact, unfortunately for them. But good for you. All right, now it's your turn.
So Griff will let off another arrow.
Okay, sounds good. Are you firing at the one that was hurt by Elmo, or the one that's on you?
Oh, very much the hurt one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Oh. I mean, I guess it wasn't gonna be that much damage anyway. But Barry tries to fire off his actually just fire off his crossbow at the creature because he has that thing. He has the -1, however. Okay, there we go. Oh my god.
Does that hit?
Fairly sure. Yeah, it hits because they don't have a super high AC. Yeah, so he just hits the one that's already hurt, kills it outright, and it drops to the ground, dead. Okay, and then, and you are went correct?
Yeah.
All right, and then Elmo's gonna try and go for that one that's on you, and he jumps over towards it, but cannot make contact, unfortunately. All right. Good thing these things are not super strong. However, he does inflict 5 shock damage to it, since its AC is basically 10 for him.
Cool.
But yeah, okay. And now it's back to its turn. And it's just gonna try and claw at you, and then try and fly back up into the niche, away from you. But it did take a big hit. Missed both its attacks on you horribly. Just cannot get through that armor. Just keeps you now have all these scratches all across you. But it can't seem to find any blood. And it starts flying upwards, trying to get towards it. What do you want to do?
So Griff, I'm assuming it's still in the air, is going to shoot off another arrow and see if he can finish it off
Okay.
or even hit it.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. You're not completely
Oh
useless.
God.
Yes, you are.
Oh man, its AC is 12 too. This is the harshest
Oh,
part. Like it is
that's
not.
rough.
And then Bar will try to fire off. He's got I believe he has um was it this one? I thought it was. Oh yeah, he had level 2. Yeah, so he can reload crossbows as an instant action, I believe, as an
Cool.
on-turn action. Yeah, so he's able to just immediately reload his crossbow and fire it off as you've tried to hit it and missed. He's also going to do the same, um, but no, he's not able to. And it looks like it lets out another little sort of shrill singing and mocking, and then makes itself go up towards the pillar, and then claws itself back into the ceiling and disappears.
Come back here. Come on. Finish what you started.
You don't hear anything back from it. You just hear a little bit more of that mocking singing coming down, but then it slowly kind of just stops.
Who's a pretty bird then? No, I guess it doesn't take the bait.
No. It saw what you guys did to its partner. It's not a wholly stupid
Yeah.
creature. But you are still separated from half your group right now. Oh, and does
Um,
anything happen while you're separated? Let's
I
see.
think not.
No, you're good.
Cool. Right. You two stay the other side there. Me and Elmo are going to see if we can find a way of getting this gate up here.
Okay.
So we're going to have a quick look down here and see if there's anything in this room that might help us.
Oh yeah, and that's a little bit of box text here as well.
Oh,
Yeah, so
cool.
this 70 by 30 foot chamber appears deserted. It had, or this is before it had the things.
Yep.
It has probably served as a privy for the place as a foul fecal odor, and filth is scattered here and there on the floor. The columns which support the ceiling 40 feet overhead are thick, 4 or 5 feet in diameter. A few skulls and bones lie around the pillar bases. And let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any sort of switch or gate operation. It looks like, from what you can tell, Alan in his turns was able to sort of lift it up somewhat. But it looks like he just needs your help and Elmo's help just to actually like get it properly lifted.
We'll give him a hand then.
Sounds good. Yeah. So you guys all grab a grate each and just start going like, "Ugh, ugh," and then finally it with like sort of a lot of resistance, you guys do get it up, and slam it back into place, locking it there.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's check out this door here. I wonder what's in here.
Oh, that door there, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Room 104. How many rooms are in this place? If we're on, well, there's some crazy numbers already. And we're only on the first floor. Or
so
lower
the
ground.
the number here is the first number is attached to the room floor, or to the floor
Gotcha.
level. So
Yeah.
it's room 4, but it's 104 because you're level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, uh, oh boy, um,
Oh no.
actually, you're gonna want to move yourself back into the room there, Mark. Something else happens here as you
Cool.
get the grate up. That door to the south, crashes open, as 6 what look like ghouls, come through
Shit.
the door and start moving towards you. And they have these bright eyes, and it looks like they are very excited for this fresh meat that's here before them. So,
Well, I don't think these people are going to be interested in giving us a job.
yeah, no, these they are horrifying, gaunt, gray
Yeah.
creatures. They're almost more like on almost all fours, more than totally standing. As they swing their way towards you, and we'll go into initiative here again. And they look excited for some nice fresh meat. Oh my
Do
god!
they look excited by the fresh bird meat on the floor?
No,
Ready
they're looking
killed.
straight at you.
Oh.
The nice moving humans. And we tied, so you guys go first.
I've forgotten I had this. Griff's got his nice staff of striking.
Ooh, nice.
Hmm. He's going to strike. So what do I need to roll for this to?
Um, so I think you just expend a charge.
Yeah.
And I believe you just make a melee attack, and it does 2d6 magic damage, I believe.
Cool. So use a charge. That's whether I hit or not.
You have to hit for the charge to go off. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I don't
Yeah.
know if it
Okay.
gets expended if you don't hit. I'm gonna say it doesn't, just because I think that's kind of just lame. I feel like you
Yeah.
hit, and then you can just decide to use the charge. What we'll say. And besides, you can only use one charge at a time per the rules. So,
Yeah.
okay, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit because these are just like basically naked dudes. They're not.
Cool.
I might need to make you do a roll here then a second, just because these boys are creepy. Where are you? There you are. Cool. So, all right. Yeah. No, you definitely hit.
Yeah. Cool.
And yeah,
So 2d6.
give me your hits, or give me your damage. I mean,
Come on. Oh,
oh god.
5. It's
It's
not
a good hit.
terrible, but yeah.
With a big sort of flash of light as you smash him across with this. He stumbles backwards a bit. He's looking somewhat stunned. But the other 5 behind him are moving up close. Okay.
Come on, guys.
All right. And then then it's your group's turn. Elmo, Alan, and Bari all move. You see Alan as he steps forward, steps on the pressure plate again, and the door slams shut behind you guys. You're now trapped in this room with these 6 ghouls.
Oh no.
And he moves forward because it looks like this is like a different pressure plate to the south there. But
man.
Alan does make up for it. And he finishes off that guy that you hit. So you give him a big slam across the head, and then from the side you see Alan comes in and just sort of slices his head clean off with his sword.
Nice one, Alan.
Thank you, boss. And then Elmo runs in with his big axe and tries to get another one. And Bari will fire off his bow from the back. Nice. Elmo also hits. Another.
On,
Oh,
big
that's enough to
numbers.
kill another one.
Yes.
So Elmo splits the head of another one just right down the middle. And then
Good job. Good job.
And then Bari fires off his crossbow. Okay, Bari can't make it, unfortunately. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's oh shit, it's their turn. And there's 4 left. So 2 are gonna go for Alan, and the other 2 are gonna go for Elmo. They're sort of in the front. They're like right in front of you.
Yep.
So let's see. And oh boy. All right. This might get bad really fast.
No.
So we'll just have Elmo and Alan up here. So the first 2 that go on on Alan, make their attacks. I believe that's just it's just that.
We do have a whole cartload of healing potions. 4. Oh no, in fact we
Okay.
got more than that.
Well, at least they can't.
That's
These
good.
ones can't hit. They just get 2 attacks each though. So another 2 on Alan here. Oh, 1 does hit. So it is only a D3 damage, but he has to make a save. So he will take 1 damage, and then has to give a physical save, I believe.
Come on, you can do it.
He does make it. Okay, so he's fine. Alan's okay. Alan takes a little bit of a scratch, but he shrugs it off pretty easily. And then now it's against Elmo, as he takes 4 attacks as well. Nope, nothing at all. These creatures just swarm you guys, and they just cannot get a hit in, really, except for 1, I guess. And they just start bouncing off the armor. Thankfully, you're dealing with lower level creatures right now. All right. Now it's your turn.
Right. So Griff is going to shoot one of them.
Okay.
Especially if I can find my character sheet again. Come on. Yeah, let's +1 arrow this. Oh,
Oh God!
What's
You
going
rolled
on?
a 1. No. All right. All right. Well, let's see if Elmo and Alan can hopefully make up for that. Um. So Alan will attack one of the ones who's on him. And oh my god!
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
the fucking NPCs are stealing all your good rolls.
Yeah, I know.
Because Alan just rolled a 1. He didn't kill him, but he did a lot of major damage. Elmo missed, but does 5 shock damage, so that's pretty good. And then Barry's gonna fire off the one that Alan attacked, with his crossbow. There we go.
Yes.
Barry hits.
That's a hit.
Nice. Okay, so
Ooh.
that's another down ghoul as it goes right through his head and he falls down dead. A very morbid Dr. Seuss quote. And back to their turns. There's only 3 of them. One's on Alan, and 2 are. And I'll say one's on Alan. One's gonna go for you. And one's gonna go for. Oh, I have you fucking clicked on. It's funny. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's whatever. But yeah, and then the other 4 are gonna go for. Sorry, the other 2 are gonna go for Elmo, and then 2 are gonna go for you. Nope, can't. None of them can hit. Not a 1. That's pretty good. It looks like at least you might be missing Martin, but at least they are too. So it takes off some of the pressure.
Yeah.
Success is on the curve, so it's all good. And now it's back to you guys.
So Griff is fed up with his bow and arrow, and he's going to try and clunk one of them with his hand axe.
All right. Hey, there you go. Nice. All right. So yeah, so you hit the one I guess that was hurt by Elmo, or the one that's on you maybe. Which one do you want to pick?
Probably the one on Griff. Yeah.
Get away. Sounds good. Yeah, you start just axing into his chest. And okay. So that's them, or that's you, and then now it's your party. Bari is going to immediately fire off the one that's on you, trying to make sure that you don't get overrun. Let's see here. He hit AC 13. They have AC 13, so he hits. Only does 2 damage, unfortunately. But it does add to your damage they did. So he is getting whittled down a little bit between the hand axe and the crossbow bolts. And then Alan and Alan and Elmo will go for their attacks. So Elmo's attack and Alan's attack. Oh my god. No. Elmo, you can have Elmo because Alan used his hit, right? I don't think Elmo did. Or am I mistaken by that?
Not in this. How often do they get a recharge?
They get per scene, and this is basically
okay.
I'm counting as a new scene because it was like right after you searched a little bit, and then was the next fight.
I don't know who used what when, to be honest.
I can't remember either. Actually, it doesn't matter anyway because he killed it. Elmo killed it with a shock, and Alan killed his with his damage. So
nice.
So both of them are dead anyway, so it's not gonna matter. Yeah. You and Bari start wheeling another one in front of you, and then you guys just see on both sides the other 2 just get fucking cut down. And then all of them, you guys all surround them. We're not gonna go to another round, really, because he can't really seem to get past your armor. And you just with your hand axe just keep chopping away as your 2 companions slice into him as well, and the last ghoul goes down dead.
Oh, that was unpleasant.
Yeah, and so is the stench in this room now. It's been sort of adding to all the feces. Now you have all this dead ghoul that's really making this bouquet of just disgustingness.
Come on, little birdie, it's feeding time, he says.
Yeah, you're not hearing anything. It seems doesn't seem to be taking your bait.
Griff is going to take the opportunity to see if he can find any of the 4 arrows that he's just shot off in this combat in the last one.
Yep, sounds good. I'll just say, just roll me. I always hate this in these sorts of. I do it for like the big field where it's like a big field where you lose them. I feel like in this room you just find all the ones you fired off. How far could they go? You know, and I know some of it's like some of them breaking, but they're +1. They shouldn't break off of anything. So you're able, if they're all +1s, you just grab them up and yeah, exactly. So you pick them back up, you find them. They're a little bit soiled by the room where they're found, but you're able to sort of wipe them off, try and get the stench off of them, and put them back into your quiver.
So we're going to have a look in this little room here that the ghouls sprung out of.
Okay. Yeah. So that room, now that it is clear, let's see here. The door to the west of Harpy Hall leads to this place. No exits are apparent. The place reeks of carrion and filth, and bones litter the floor. Heaps of old cloth along the walls indicate where the occupants of the place once nested. Old garments hang from pegs in the wall. Um. Okay. Let's see here. So what you find is you go through it, and Alan comes in here while Elmo and Barry are just in the back, just sort of checking out the ghouls
Yeah.
and keep an eye out for the harpy. You and Alan sort of go through everything, and you find, in total, about 200 silver pieces,
Yep.
between different denominations. Um, and you find a suit of some sort of I guess I would call it sort of like elven chainmail.
Oh,
But it looks like it's made in the size for an elf, not a human. Like it looks like the contours and everything probably wouldn't fit anybody
yeah.
that's in your party. However, you can probably sell it for a really nice
Hmm.
price. It's really good craftsmanship. You see like
Yeah.
Alan holds up like, "Ooh, look at this, boss. It's oh, that's nice."
Well, I don't think it's as good as your plate mail there, but well, I don't know. Don't think you'd fit though, would you?
No, it won't. But I mean, it just looks really nice. It's got he
Oh, it
sort of
does.
points out the different parts of it. You see all these just beautiful inlays.
Hmm.
What you could guess, because elven chainmail is such a rare thing and often only reserved for elves. You could probably sell this and get like 500 silver pieces, which is pretty good for chainmail, but it's such a high quality one. I mean, you could probably find a buyer in town who might want it
Yeah.
for 500. You could probably get even for more of that if you find the right person who wants it, or
Hmm.
perhaps even an elf who might want something that they think belongs to them.
Maybe we could find somebody in Nob to buy it.
There you
Maybe not. Yeah. So, are any of the clothes on the wall, any of the cloaks, any good? Any different symbols?
go.
Or are they just completely shot to bits and useless?
Let's see here. Oh, sorry, that's heaps of old cloth.
Oh,
Um,
cloth. Okay, right. Yeah.
it's yeah, it's not clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a quick look through the cloth if there's nothing.
Yeah, no, it seems like that
Yeah.
the coin and the chainmail was
Yeah.
most of what seemed to be of real value in this room. Everything else seems pretty whatever.
Right. Come on then. Let's head on and see if we can find our employer. So we're
Sounds good.
gonna head north in Harpy Hall
Yeah. So
slowly.
you head north there. And it looks like when you check that door, give me a no roll, Martin.
Okay.
A no or a notice, actually. I think honestly, we read both work here.
Yeah. That's, well, I was on no, so let's do no.
Nice. You try the door at first, and then you sort of actually give the door a proper look now. And it looks like it's been sort of sealed by magic. You can see that there's runes around like the door handle and the door. It looks like from your own experience, a normal means picking it, breaking it down probably aren't going to work.
Yeah.
You're probably going to need somebody to cast a spell to open it up.
Oh, shame we haven't got Naomi here, but never mind. So right, I suppose we better get this grate on the go then.
Yeah, I'll just put in a little note here for you because I feel like
Yeah,
things are going to
that's
get
cool.
crazy out of control. um, magic sealed door. Oh god, it's impossible
Nice.
to read. Oh yeah,
Well, that's good.
like that.
I am zoomed in.
There you go. Which would be a little bit easier on the eyes there.
Yeah. Right, so we're gonna try and get this grate up and disappear.
Yeah. So you guys go around that. You get the grate back up, and then you walk out. Do you want to close the grate behind you, or do you want to leave it up?
I think we'll leave it up.
Sounds
It's
good.
always good to have places to go, and we know there's no one there, and there's a magically sealed door, so
Yep. I mean, except
there's
for
a
that
good
one
chance
harpy.
True.
But yeah, no,
All right.
I wasn't saying you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
curious. But yeah. So where do you want to go next? You have north. You have east.
I think. Let me just zoom out a bit. I think we should probably. I think we're gonna go. Yeah, let's
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Bad things happen.
So, you get to this crossroads, and you hear some like snickering and sort of almost slavering. I don't know what's the best word for it. You hear weird mouth noises coming from south of you, and you see
Ooh.
what look like four gnolls coming from the south up towards you, and they stop when they see you and they go. And they bow before you. They go, great masters of the temple. We are looking for our new leader. Can you show us to them?
Yes, we can. I mean, why are you wandering down here? And have you got lost? Are you useless?
No. We were told they were hiring for new jobs, and well, it's hard to get a job in this current economy, and we were told if we come here to the temple, somebody would give us jobs of guarding and patrols, and
Hmm.
I heard lots of wine and gold to go around.
Yeah, there's a lot of whining going on, that's for sure. Right. If you head on up, and he just points north, head on up there. Keep going. You'll have to go through a few doors. Um, just tell him that Gremag sent you.
Ah, thank you, great Greymag, and they bow before you, and they keep like as they're passing you, they keep bowing, and moving past. Then you hear them sort of skitter up the hall,
Yeah.
and the other three kind of look over towards you, and they go like, "What was that all about?"
I've no idea, but well, let's just keep a listen out and see if anyone complains.
Sounds good. Um, yeah, and so like you're there, and you hear them go off, and then you just sort of hear silence after a while. They seem to keep going up pretty far north wherever they're going. The skittering of their footsteps definitely quickly dampens as they go further north.
Oh, there's not too much up there then, by the sounds of it, but we can, yeah, I think we'll let them probably meet their demise up there, and we can come back later. So, yeah, we'll keep on heading west.
Sounds good. Yep. So you keep heading west, and you can just you move yourself forward there, and you see that there is now what looks like a small hallway to the north of you. I don't know how far you can see on your character, but you should be able to see.
Not, yeah.
Yeah. If you can see that this
Well,
hallway, I'm just gonna move you up and I'll move you back down just so you can
yeah.
see it. You can see that hallway leads up to two doors, but you see that also the hallway keeps leading west. So you have that one small hallway north and the other hallway to the west.
I think I've got an explore the south thing going on, so we'll keep on going west at the
Okay,
minute.
sounds good. And then you have this southern this little hallway down to the south here of you.
Yep, we will go south.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's like it's a small little hallway that it sort of bends into an L and then leads to this room here in front of you. And in this room, let's see, is there anything in here waiting for you?
I'm sure there is.
The former use
Mountains
of this
of
area
gold.
cannot be determined, but it is now filled with trash, waste, bones, and the like. It is very odoriferous. Odoriferous? It's got a lot of odor.
Yeah.
Odoriferous. Nothing of value is apparent, nor are any exits.
Okay. We'll look up. Is this some sort of trash chute or?
Um. No, it doesn't look like it actually.
No.
No, it. I would say if you want to give me another no roll, Martin,
Yeah.
because I know what you're asking here, and I think it's a very smart question.
Ooh.
You can re-roll that if you want.
Yeah, I think.
Basically every room and sort of attached hallway is basically a new scene. Nice.
Yeah,
There you go.
makes sense. That's a good roll.
I won't tell you where it is, but you know for sure that the shaft is definitely further north. Like that shaft that you looked at from like the one in the middle.
Yep.
I would say you can definitely tell from just like your layout
Yeah.
of the map making you're doing probably while you're doing this, like in world. It's probably further north that way. You can't tell exactly where it is. Off of like your pretty rudimentary dimensions that you made here. But yeah, just so you know that. But yeah,
So
no,
is there?
it looks like people just pile trash here. It
Yeah.
looks like people just come to like where you are now, just on the outside, and just like throw like buckets of whatever, and just throw in crap and old bones and refuse and that sort of thing.
You run and have a poke with your spear, will you, and just see if you can see anything in there.
Yeah, so Alan puts his sword away and pulls out his spear and walks up and starts poking into the trash. And as he pokes that, you hear squeaking and louder squeaking. And suddenly, you see coming out of the giant refuse pile and in the walls about 20 giant rats start squeaking, red, beady eyes looking at you, and they all sort of descend upon you guys. And not to end on another cliffhanger, because it's just rats, but we are going to end it there, since we are hitting time pretty soon.
I hope
Nice.
there's something in this trash other than rats.
Ooh, let's hope so. Let's hope there's some really good
Hmm.
stuff.
Were these the same red eyes that we saw in the ruins?
I would say they're probably different, maybe similar to an
Okay,
extent, but
yeah,
I would say you got a much more
yeah.
what's the word? Impending doom feeling from those red eyes and the black mist
Yeah.
and fog that was coming from them. These guys look like a little more like easy pickings.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, thank you so much, Martin. That's great.
No, that was good.
Got some good little dungeon crawling going. Got this giant complex to go through.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff.
Hopefully we don't get very killed, but it could happen.
It absolutely could. But no, thank you so much. This was really fun. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you guys had a good time. I am excited to see what else you find down here because things are gonna get crazy.
Yeah, we still got healing potions. It's
Yeah,
gonna be fine.
you do. Awesome. All right, thanks so much, Martin. And goodbye to everybody who's in the chat.
Great stuff. Cheers, guys.
See you guys.